Hello students, in this session we are going to talk about types of cells. Before I actually jump on to the topic, I would like to compare this with a simple life example. You might have seen earlier phones. They just used to have some buttons in which you can talk and just write a message. But nowadays you have advanced phones in which you can do anything you want. You can do a video call, you can chat, you can talk, you can write anything on your screen. So nowadays the phone which we use are the smartphones, the advanced phones, whereas the initial phones which were there were little older ones. In the same way, the initial cells which were there in the organisms were little older ones, and hence they are said to be prokaryotes. And now, as in when the advancement took place, there were lot of changes in the cell, and hence it leads to the development of a eukaryotic cell. Now let's see what is prokaryote and what is eukaryote. So basically prokaryote means an old cell, and eukaryotes means you can write an advanced cell, right? Pro means, the meaning of the word pro is basically primitive, older, primitive, and the meaning of the word carrion means basically nucleus. Okay, so as you know that every cell has a nucleus without which it can work. In the same way, the initial nucleus which was there was little primitive, little old. Nowadays you have an advanced nucleus. Now what is there in advanced nucleus is what we are going to study in our upcoming sessions. For time being, you remember pro means old and carrion means nucleus. So prokaryotes do not have a well-defined nucleus, whereas eukaryotes have a well-defined nucleus. Here U means advanced and carrion means again nucleus. So just this simple image will help you clear your doubts. This is that you can see the nucleus here is not well defined. This is only a thread-like structure. But when you see the nucleus here, it is well defined. It is having a boundary, a proper nuclear membrane. If you look under the microscope into the nucleus, you will find some thread-like structures, that is DNA present. You will find a small round structure, that is nucleolus. So, which is this type of cell? Since it is not having a proper nucleus, it is a prokaryotic cell, and since it is having a proper nucleus with a boundary, everything present inside it is said to be a eukaryotic cell. So the first important difference when you talk about prokaryotic and eukaryotic cell is prokaryotic cells do not have a well-defined nucleus, or you can say the nucleus is poorly defined due to absence of nuclear membrane. Means you just had a thread-like structure. You did not have a membrane around it. Okay, if you have a membrane around it, this will become a eukaryotic cell. So, eukaryotic cell has a well-defined nucleus surrounded by nuclear membrane. Then nucleolus, that is a small round structure I talk about, is absent in prokaryote. There is no nucleolus. If you see here, there is no nucleolus. There is just a thread-like structure, no boundary also. Whereas in a eukaryotic cell, you find everything. You find nucleus, you can find nucleolus, nuclear membrane, etc. So you can see nucleolus is absent, nucleolus is present. Very important point. Prokaryotes are unicellular. Most of the prokaryotes consist of only one single cell. Bacteria, blue-green algae, all these are example of a prokaryotic cell made up of only one cell, whereas eukaryotic cells are multicellular. Okay, few eukaryotic cells are unicellular also, but it is said that most of the eukaryotic cells are multicellular. A plant cell, an animal cell, fungi, everything is eukaryotic. Okay, then again an important point which you have to discuss here is, you see different structures present in this cell, whereas in this cell this is empty. Why this is empty? Because the cell is not having cell organelles. Cell organelles basically, when like we have different parts of our body, right? And hence it makes our whole body. In the same way, the cell is also made up of different parts. So these organs or parts are present in a well-developed, whereas eukaryotic cell, whereas they are absent in a prokaryotic cell. Okay, so that is another important point of differentiation. Cell organelles. These are the names of the cell organelles which we are going to discuss in detail in our next upcoming sessions. For time being, remember cell organelles are absent in prokaryotic cell, whereas cell organelles are present in eukaryotic cell. Very, very important differentiation when exam point of view is considered. What is the difference between prokaryotic and eukaryotic? So you just keep in mind that prokaryotic is a simple cell, not having much things in it, whereas eukaryotic is an advanced cell. Then, firstly, you have to talk about nucleus. Secondly, nuclear membrane, nucleolus. Third, you can say that most are unicellular, most are multicellular. And then you can talk about cell organelles, which are mostly present in eukaryotic cell and absent in prokaryotic cell. This is very important. Again, whenever you write any differentiation, when biology is considered, please do give examples if possible. So here we have n number of examples. You can choose the 2 to 3 examples given on the screen. Bacteria, blue-green algae for prokaryote, fungi, plant, animals, etc. for eukaryote. So this is a major type of difference or two types of cells, a prokaryotic cell and a eukaryotic cell. If you have any doubt, you can write in the comment section. Please do subscribe my channel and click on the like button. Thank you so much.